Hi there, this is Life Prepper here, and I'm recycling. Yeah, you got it. Onion bags, orange bags, potato bags, whatever you want to call it, for crafts or gardening or whatever you want to do with it. Now, you can go and buy the big rolls and blah, blah, blah. Uh, and these are some of them here that I've trimmed up and stuff to make them a little more useful. What I do is I take them, once I get them done, and let's get rid of my zane here. Once I get them done, I use just some ordinary fishing line that I have, and it don't matter. You use whatever you want. But once I do it, I kind of fold them up, however I choose to do it, and then I just put my line on them to reduce the amount in the size of them to put up. And I recycle as much of it as I can. Here's a couple of them here that I've tied. This here is the thicker part, the scripts here. I can go in later and trim all that off a little bit more and use it for craft making or whatever I want, and leave it just the way it is. These little pieces right here most likely will go when I get ready to trim it up. And then I also save these here, and I will tie these up and put these separate in a separate bundle. These here I save. And they're not all blue. You'll get black and green. And it depends on where you get it. So basically all you got to do is go in the stores, ask them if they got any onion bags or whatever they're throwing away. Ask them if they have a bunch of throwing away. And if they don't, most time, if they do, they'll give it to you. So, and it's really quite, I'm just kind of wadding these up a little bit here. I'm just putting them up. And then I'm going to cut a piece of line off. Recycling is very important, especially during this time when viruses and everything, and you're trying to find things to do to keep busy. And you can be doing this while you're watching TV or maybe you're cooking or whatever it is. But recycling is very important in anything. So I save the bags up. I pick them up when I can get them till I get quite a bit accumulated. And then I go in and I trim. Like this here, when I did it the first time, I didn't put it very tight, so it was loose. But the purpose of tying the lines to it, or the screen, or whatever you choose to put on it, is to kind of make it less bulky in it. So then when I get ready to, I just go in with my little scissors or whatever I want, and then I want to snip this out, and it'll be ready for me to use another time. What you're going to find when you get bags in the recycling part, you're going to find them, and it depends on who opens them up. You'll find a lot of them, it's got these really, all this right here, it's really kind of torn. So what I simply do is, and I have this one here, I haven't done yet. I have this right here. I go in, and I take, and I snip right here on the edges of it to remove it. And it's not hard to do. I mean, it's really simple. And I simply remove it, and then here is my overall thread here. So now you've got this piece right here. Also, you can recycle this piece here as well. I like to go where it started at right here and trim that little piece off. And then I simply go around and I follow along the edges and I remove it. Now, I'm not going to cut through all this for you, but and then you have also this part here you can use. I like to usually cut this blue part, whatever's off of it, and get rid of that piece because I'm not going to use that piece. I like to remove that one and discard it. But you really, it's messy. You're going to clean up a mess, and I got a lot on the floor here, and it's kind of messy. And then I just take these here, and because of the way they're made, you just simply fold right here in half and you trim along the basic edge. And there you go. You've got another piece of a tie to use. When you get the onion bags or the orange bags or whatever, what you've got is a lot of torn parts, and it depends on how much of it you want to save. I usually go, after all this is cut, and I remove the top piece here. I don't want to screw that up, so I want to go ahead and cut this here off, and you can see here all this here that's all screwed up a little bit. recycling is very important anyway. And in times now, especially with money being as tight as it is and hard as it is, reusing all this for making crafts or using it to bag up, your garden with, your flowers with, and holding them in place or things like that, it all adds up. So, and it's not costing you anything. I mean, you ask them and you get them, and you do it while you're watching TV, or maybe, you're reading a book, or you're, whatever it is you're doing. You can't sleep. Maybe you're just mad at somebody. You just need to do something to keep busy. So, I've already trimmed this off. So it didn't take me no time to trim off. And then you're going to go in, and like I said, this here is all pretty rough. It's pretty rough shape. And you want to get rid of that part that's rough, because if you don't, what's basically going to happen is it's going to continue to do a basic overall unraveling. And you really don't want that. Now I've just did a quick trim here, and you can see here you got a few bad places in this one here and everything. And depends on how big you want your pieces and what you want. And the vantage point here is you have a line here to follow right along here. And that's all you got to do is just follow that basic line if you so desire to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's really more up to you. But now I've removed that bad part, and then I have left here is this. So, removing the part that's already been ripped apart and unraveled is very important, and really something I choose to do. You don't have to. If you just want to roll all this up, tie it up, put it up, and save it, and do it, use it when you need to use it, that's fine. Well, here you go. You can see here it's got a little bad spot right there. So, but overall, for craft making, if you want it for craft making and you want to make your flowers with it, or if you want to use this here to thread through it, or beads through it, or whatever you want to, make some cute little bows with it, whatever you want to do with it. The fact is you have it. Now, like I say, this here's got such a bad spot on it right there. I don't like it because it does have a huge bad spot on it. And we're going to trim that bad spot off, and I'm just going to get rid of it. So now what I have left is a fairly decent little piece here to use. Now, the smaller pieces I put into a different pile compared to my bigger pieces. The bigger pieces, I just put them on up and roll them up. Once, again, like I say, you can see right here is where the bag was ripped. Once I get done with this, and it don't take no time, I'm just doing this in my spare time, a downtime or whatever. I'm accumulating these. They're just all over the place, and now it's time to get them trimmed up, out of the way, and get them ready for my craft making, my gardening, tie my tomato plants up with them, or whatever I choose to do with, make bows, or whatever craft making items I choose to use with this here in any process at all. So instead of going out buying, and money's so tight right now with everything going on, instead of going out buying a bunch of stuff, just go in the stores and ask them if they got any onion bags they're throwing away. Just ask them, you got any onion bags you're throwing away? I like to have some. So here you go. Here's your twine. Took me no time. Here's my twine to tie with. Here's my piece here. Once I trim it up, you can see here with the bad places. Once I do a little trim to it and reduce and everything and get rid of the parts that's no good, I have more to go. I have orange. I got a lot of orange here and things like that. So I got different colors here. And I can make different kinds of crafts out of it with different colors. I got a little black twine in that one, I could probably say. So recycling is very important, but recycle onion bags, orange bags to make crafts with or gardening with. And in this day and time, as tight as money is, and with the virus outbreaks, and even if it wasn't a virus outbreak, recycle. Hey, it works wonders. This is Life Prepper here saying be safe, be happy. Bless you all.